Look, sometimes you have a guy in your team that's criticized for essentially no reason. The Pittsburgh Steelers have a player exactly that fits that description, but he's getting high praise from a former competitive. And if you're a Steeler, almost desperately looking for a wide receiver to pair of GP, right? What I want to present to you, is it possible that the solution to this, maybe it's already in the building? I want to know why no one's talking about Roman Wilson, and the criticism is already starting. I'm going to go to this. This is from Yardbarker, but it's all over right now. This story, among others, it's intimating that maybe it's not because Roman Wilson was hurt last year. Maybe a big part of it was that he was not mentally ready. In fact, kind of mentally deficient. That is one of the main reasons that he wasn't playing last year. And I want to kind of turn that on its head. And what I'm hearing at the NFL Combine right now, Michigan defensive back Will Johnson, he had a lot to say about his former competitor, his former teammate. And I think we need to pay attention to this because this is coming from a dude that'll be one of the top corners in this NFL draft. And he's saying a lot about Roman Wilson, that he played a huge part in Will Johnson's development into one of the best, probably going to be one of the best corners to come out of this draft class. I think he's going to be something special. So what's up? This is Sports Talk Steelers. This is a young channel. Hit the subscribe button for Steelers news on the daily from an impartial source, kind of an outsider's view. I like to cover things that the main media really isn't covering. So let's get to it. So where are we at here? Someone needs to be brought in as an experienced number 2 for this Pittsburgh Steelers team. But my point is, the cupboard, it's not bare. People are like panicking, coming up with all these potential high price number 2s that need to come in. In this video, I'm going to remind you about Wilson's draft profile, how much optimism there was in camp before he had that ankle injury. I think he's being sold short here. So let's look into this. Former competitor Will Johnson and what he had to say here. And I'm just going to go to the story here. Here's what this guy had to say. He's talking up Roman as a huge redemption candidate this year. He actually pretty fondly reminisced about their practices against each other while at the University of Michigan. And this is a direct quote. Roman, yeah, he's a speedy guy. So I always challenged myself to kind of go against him in practice. And this is right at the NFL Combine this year. He's a smaller speed guy. Those are the kind of more challenging guys to go up against. He did a lot of great things at Michigan. Unfortunately, he was a little banged up this year, but I'm sure he'll get back and do great things for the Steelers. I think he's ready for a come up here. And both major parts of the Wolverines championship teams were these two players. Looking back on his stats, Roman Wilson had 48 catches for 789 yards and 12 scores. Keep in mind, this was on a really run-based, run-first team. Roman Wilson was a stud, and he comes to Pittsburgh in the 3rd round last year. I'm going to close this down. He came to the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 3rd round last year, had an ankle injury to begin the camp, missed most of preseason, hamstring got hurt during the season as well. Just unfortunate stuff. Ended up on the field for, I think, only like 5 snaps. But now this guy's healthy. He's had a season to learn and watch. And I hate those stories that are out there right now, intimating that, it wasn't always because he was injured. He's mentally deficient. He wasn't mentally ready to play the game. The guy was a rookie. He didn't get a full training camp due to injuries, didn't get any preseason, like absolutely nothing. We got to look at Roman Wilson in a different view right now. Stories are starting to do hit pieces on him. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. This guy's face now this year to measure up to his draft stock. He's going to have a full preseason, a full training camp. He had a full year last year to learn the playbook and to get really on the right level with the rest of the team. I think this guy's going to get it done this year. And you got to be reminded of who this guy is, why the Steelers drafted him in the first place. And I think it really is worth going back to this guy's draft profile. So let's kind of look at this. I'm going to scroll down a little bit so you can specifically see what scouts had to say about this guy when he came out. And I think you're going to be encouraged here. Elite athletic skills. This is Bruce Fieldman's freaks list. He made it at number 73 last year, and this was coming into the draft. The guy clocked a 4.3740, 6 feet, 193 pounds. He played as a senior, and he actually wowed coaches with his ability to accelerate, decelerate, and control his body. Sorry, it's been a long day. I can't talk right now. So this offseason, Wilson clocked a 4.3340 out of a 2-point stance, ran a sizzling 6.23 cone drill that was only upstaged by teammate Amarian Walker. Then he topped absolutely everyone with a 3.7 shuttle time, had a terrific 10.76 60-yard shuttle. I can go through all these stats. I can go through them all, but these are all elite measurements. He was also told, the scouts also said that the guy displays elite explosiveness, long speed, fully capable of outrunning angles, showcasing remarkable agility in the short area, just an exceptional route runner. He can run all the routes in the book. And if you were watching during that championship season that U of M had, this guy can high point the ball in the end zone with the best of him. He makes acrobatic catches, and actually Pittsburgh needs a speed guy to stretch the field. And Wilson, he is exactly that. I mean, strong hands, huge catch radius for a guy his size. He attacks the ball early. He secures catches, just great hands. I just think this is such an underrated asset that you guys have. He was starting to really come on in training camp before the ankle injury. I'm not saying he's going to be the best receiver in the whole NFL. I just think he's being extremely undersold. I think all these hit pieces that are coming out on him, that happens quite often when a player is right about to hit his stride. I think that's going to happen with Roman Wilson. So I don't think there needs to be such a panic to bring a number 2 into town, and just grab anyone. Pick your spots, get the right guy in. I mean, I could definitely see a guy like Amari Cooper coming in and providing a number 2. I mean, I could see Christian Kirk coming in and providing a really nice, reliable number 2. We don't have to go out and do a panic trade and offer the whole house to try to get T. Higgins out of Cincinnati. I don't think it's that serious. There are quite a few, even Stephon Diggs. There are quite a few choices of guys that you can get for a relative discount to come in as the number 2. I think Roman Wilson can slide right in at the number 3, and Austin can still do his part-time work. He really came on last year. He can be a number 3/number 4, and then you've got this tight end crew. I think Roman Wilson is just a really good fit for this offense, and I think people are forgetting about him. And now that they're remembering him, they're criticizing that he didn't play last year and really selling him short. I think that should stop here. You guys let me know in the comments. Do you think Roman Wilson is going to be legit this year? I think he's going to. And this is a young channel. Appreciate you guys being here, and we will talk soon. See ya.